was gonna have a snowball fight in the desert, so now he's fulfilling that promise and literally showing the adventure to get snow. This is something you have to do in your shorts. Imagine if he said, okay, now let's get some snow, and then he walks to his car and pulls out a cooler filled with ice. That would be terrible, right? We'd be so disappointed. So make sure that the idea given in the intro matches the actual content. Now, the final letter of HPC stands for climax. The climax is the moment that the topic is fulfilled, and the audience finally gets what they came for, which in this case is a snowball fight in the desert.
Now there's only one thing that two men can do with a cooler full of snow: throw it at each other.
And that wraps up everything nicely. That was overall a very good short. The use of editing complemented the video style, the music was fitting, he threw some jokes in there as well, and the storytelling was very effective. Even if your niche is completely different from this guy, if you apply his same tactics to your own content, you'll start seeing your shorts get hundreds of thousands of views. And also, never be afraid to imitate other creators. Learning from successful channels is a very important part of improving your shorts. So at this point, you should have the knowledge to make a good short. But we're not done yet. Most people are limiting their views without even realizing it, because they overlook some crucial details about the actual posting of their content. And I'm not talking about hashtags or the title. That's only the tip of the iceberg. On one of my earlier shorts channels, I was kind of just experimenting with my uploads, seeing if there was an ideal post frequency and time of day. And what I found was actually pretty interesting. First, the day of the week didn't matter at all. I had shorts fail and succeed on literally every day of the week. But what actually did matter was the time of posting. I noticed that my shorts posted in the morning would get noticeably higher views than any other time of day. But that doesn't mean you should post in the morning. Let me show you something. If you go to the Analytics tab in Studio, press Audience and scroll down a bit, you can see the times when your audience is most active. And if you look at my graph, the morning is when I get the most traffic, which means it's the best time to post for me. But for you, it's probably different. So align your posting times to when your audience is most active. Now, I also experimented with upload frequency, how often you should post, but the results I got weren't very straightforward. Between two channels, I posted as little as twice per week and as often as 4 times per day, just to see which was most effective. So right off the bat, 4 times per day was too much. Usually only half of them would ever get picked up by the algorithm, and my overall quality of content dropped. On the other end, posting twice per week worked better. However, it was kind of boring and unproductive since I could have been making more shorts in that time. Now, I found that once per day was a sweet spot because I had enough time to make high quality posts while still posting enough to get consistent exposure. But if you find that once per day is too much, it's fine to tone it down. Really, the most important thing is that you stay consistent and don't go too long without uploading, or else you'll end up losing a lot of momentum. So that's my proven advice to making viral shorts. If you want some more advanced strategies specifically focused on retention, then click the link in the description.